Hi, it's Martin W. Ball, your Kangen water guy. Today talking about the pre-filtration that I own and that I recommend, and highly likely you've purchased one and you're ready now to start enjoying cleaner and healthier tasting Kangen water. So I've got a lot of stuff here. I'm going to go through it step by step, but the first thing to understand is when you get your box, you're going to have your pre-filter kit. It's already going to have brand new filters in it. It's going to have everything ready to connect to your tap. You're going to get an instructions from myself, which is basically 2-page instructions, and you're going to get a key, which is for when you want to change your filters. So what I'm also going to do throughout this installation is do a water test to show you what's going on. I'll also have another video all around filtration, incorporating the pre-filters. However, for now, I'm going to do the installation and the testing for your peace of mind. So if we go through this together, you're going to know exactly what to do. So step 1, remove the whole kit. Then when we get to step 2, connect your pre-filter kit to the tap of the faucet. So when we're going through this, it does say to heat up the end of this pipe that's on there. So what I'm going to do is I've just put the kettle on. So that's boiling 9.5. So it'll speed up very quick and heat. And then it says to basically connect it to your kit. Well, I'm going to do things slightly different because we're going to do some testing, but you'll notice that on my tap here, because this tap is a 20mm and not a 22, and it's hard to find a different connector because also the thread's imperial and not metric, I'm just sharing it with you. I've actually got a rubber connection on here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew down the bottom, and I'm going to detach now the ionizer. So the important thing to understand here is that the metallic diverter that comes particularly with the K8, or that you can buy, or even the big white block that you get as the diverter, as long as it screws to the tap, you will have no problem screwing this one to the tap that comes with it, because they're both the standard size, they're both exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that out of the way, and because we're in a situation where it's a bit of a tight space. For instance, I can't put the filters behind. I'm going to put them just to the side for ease of installation. Okay, so that's where we're going with this. I'm going to get this boiled water. I'm going to put it in here, ready. So it may be worth watching this whole installation through once and then coming back and doing yours yourself. Get the kit. And actually, before I get too deep into this, as I mentioned, you've got brand new filters. Now, go onto the website, yourkangenwaterguy.com/products. Go to the pre-filter kit you bought. It was either the Rain/Bore Water kit or it was the Town Water kit. This is the Town Water kit. So in here, and the first one where the water comes in is the sediment filter. That's going to get rid of your algae, your salt, any sediment. Then we've got the fluoride one. Now you'll notice in the fluoride area, it's removing pharmaceuticals, VOCs, heavy metals, and fluoride up to about 94% from memory. So let's imagine that you're ready to change the filters. It's been 12 months and you're ready to change them out. Then what you're going to be doing is you're going to come over to them. You may be able to do it by hand, but you do have this key. And what this key does is it slides down the filter, and it gets to a point where it catches the edges, and you just turn it anti-clockwise. Okay, so turn it away from yourself and it will literally unscrew. Now, I've already undone these because they would have been full of water because I've been using them. So when you undo them, be aware that they need to be in the sink if you've been using them, because there's just going to be water pours out everywhere. So when you take that off, water would come out. So there's the fluoride one. You'd literally pull it out and put in a brand new one when it's time to replace. You've got to be aware that in here, there's also a nipple that goes into the top. So when you're laying it down, if you can't find it's not connecting on the thread, it's because it just needs jiggling a bit, jiggling a bit, and then it'll go in. That's for those people who know about Arkwright in open all hours. So let's put this now to one side because you don't need to worry about it. But also just be aware of the filter usages. So there's 2 key areas to all filters, and this is the same with any filter there, even the ionizer. But for now, I'm just talking about these. The filters have a lifespan, time-wise, of 12 months. So in 12 months' time, you would change both filters. Okay, so 12 months from today, if you're installing, you'd change both filters. However, the fluoride kit has a limit of, or the fluoride filter rather, has a limit of 2,000 litres. So the sediment one from memory is about 12,000 litres. It's bonkers, it's a lot. This one, however, is 2,000 litres. Now, if we break 2,000 litres over 12 months, that's 5.5 litres approximately per day. So if you don't drink 5.5 litres per day, or the family doesn't, then what you're going to be looking at is replacing the filter at the 12-month mark because of the lifespan of it. However, let's say maybe you and your family go through 10 litres of water, and bearing in mind it's also what goes through the ionizer, because every part of it is being filtered pre-ionized, then if you go through 10 litres a day, you want to be looking around about the 6-7 month mark, buying another fluoride filter. So you're making sure that those figures that it's showing is removed from the water are still going to be removed. So hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to just move this kit over, and I'm not going to install it any fancy way. I'm just going to basically put it on, screw it onto the end of the tap, and then once I've done that, I'm going to pour the water through the tap as well as then through the pre-filter, and we're going to collect that water. And the reason why we're going to collect it is simply because we want to do a test, or I want to do a test really, I want to see what's going on, but it's for your peace of mind as well. So what I'll do now, I've got 2 glasses there and I've got 2 glasses here. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm just going to unscrew, I'll show you as best I can, I'm going to unscrew, it gets a bit messy sometimes. And I'm going to take the connection off, and I'm just going to put that in the boiling water. So now that's getting soft because we're going to slide that hose on the end of here. I'm also just going to make sure I put all the parts I've taken off out the way to one side before later on to put in my box, my Enagic K8 box in this example, so that I've got everything together should I ever need it. So whilst that's in there warming up, what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to get some tap water. I'll get some tap water there. And then I'm going to turn the diverter and I'm going to get some of the filtered water. Now the important thing to be aware of is the first time you use this, it may take a while to flush through. As you can see, there's a lot of air that's got to flush through it. And also with every brand new filter, you've always run water through it to let it flush out any one of the air bubbles or air pockets, and 2, any fibers or anything that might be in the carbon or anything that might be in there, just to flow it out. Now, as it says in the instructions, a couple of minutes is going to be fine, 5 minutes max, no more than that. This has already been done. Okay, so I've already been using this kit. So what I'm going to do is collect it in 2 glasses. Now, I can turn that off. And what I'm now going to do, as that's now just finishing off what it's doing, there's a way that we can connect it that for me personally, I'd rather have it connected. And instead of having this spout facing forward, I'm actually going to turn it around so it faces backwards. So as I pull this out now, this is nice and warm, so it's got a bit of movement in it. And I'm just going to turn this pipe around and I'm going to slide the K8 inlet hose over the end. Now, I want to leave that really for a little bit just to cool down and maybe just sort out some of the piping back here. The one thing you want to make sure of is you've not got any kinks, so the pipe is like kinked where the water can't flow through. Make sure everything's free flowing. I know that's all good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the water on. It's now coming through the pre-filters. It's going to activate the K8, and what we're going to receive is Kangen water 9.5. So, you know, you can see the flow rate's pretty good. I mean, I've got the tap on there. The flow rate actually in this house isn't really powerful, but as we can see, the flow rate is really good. So I'm just going to get some Kangen water here, and the reason why I'm doing these tests is just, as I said, 1 for me, but 2 for peace of mind. So I'm just going to put them there. I've got a bit of water splashing around, that's all good. So the first test we're going to do, and I'll explain to you why. In fact, I'll drop them in now so you can see. These are actually chlorine drops. So they're going to show whether there's chlorine in the water or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to leave them to do the thing. This is the ORP meter. For those of you familiar with all my other videos, and especially around ORP, you'll know that with this chart we've got here, if a liquid's a positive reading, it's causing oxidative stress. If it's on the antioxidant side, it's reducing stress. It's that simple. So what we're going to do, I'll put it back there because we don't need to worry about that too much. Remember, this was the tap water, so we'll turn this on. We instantly have a positive reading of 459 and starting to climb. So we're off the scale here at the back in regards to causing oxidative stress. So now we're going to look at what's it like after it's been pre-filtered. So we'll now go into this one. So even though we've got a pre-filter there, and as you're seeing around the chlorine, you're probably noticing this has changed color. So that one's gone yellow because there's chlorine in there. This one's clear because it's removed the chlorine, and as we know, if it's removed the chlorine in the pre-filter, the ionizer filter already removes it anyway. So here we are, we've got the pre-filtered water, and it's like, it's still a positive, it's still in the 300s, it's going down slowly by the ones, so there's no significant change there, but it just goes to show that people who think filtered water is the same as Kangen water or healthy, it is cleaner, so it is going to help reduce stress, but it is not going to give us the charge that our body needs to really energize us. So if we now put that into the Kangen water, look at that instantly. It went from positive 300 and odd right the way into a negative. So it's now negative 344, negative 345, and still climbing in the negative. So very powerful antioxidant. So the key there of what we're looking at, if I move this out of the way, so basically what we're looking at there from that space, especially from an education angle, is does the filter remove chlorine, fluoride, and so on? We've clearly seen it's removing the chlorine because look at how yellow that is. And on the scale, on the chlorine scale, which is also part of the pH scale I'm going to get to, we can see it's fairly deep over here. So a lot of chlorine. We know it's added to town water anyway. So it's great to see that we're not consuming chlorine in just the filtered option, but then we get into the Kangen water. So I can move them out the way for now. The next test I'm going to do is put the pH drops in to see what happens on the color chart. Now, those of you who are aware, anything around here less than 7 is going to be acidic. Town water is federally regulated to come out neutral to slightly alkaline. They do it through chemical change within the water. If it was acidic, it would rust the pipes through the ground, through the joints in the ground, through your home. It would rust them, it would damage them. So they increase the alkalinity to protect the pipes and so on, which is fantastic. But at the same time, you need to be looking at what are you doing to protect your pipes internally. So what we're going to do now is put some pH drops in here. So we can clearly see a difference. We can clearly see what's going on when we've put those drops in. We know, it might be better if I get rid of these. We know that the tap water, as I said, federally regulated to come out neutral to slightly alkaline. The filtered water we know was still an oxidant, and it's still slightly alkaline. But we know now the Kangen water, because of the charge, nothing added to it, none of the minerals, nothing like that, because of the charge, it's turned it into a powerful alkalized water. So that's to show you, one, how to connect it up, how to set it up. It's not advised to run hot water through, you can't run hot water through the ionizer anyway, the filter will break down. It's not advised to run hot water through these either. But everything you need is on the website at yourkangenwaterguide.com. in the product section in the store area. To get new filters, to replace your filters, go in there, order a new filter. Maybe if you want to save on a bit of shipping in regards to getting them all sent in one go, do that. We've priced this pre-filter at almost cost because we know of the volume that will go out there. We're really bothered about making sure people have got a healthier option, healthier Kangen water is always going to be a win. And most people, including myself, most people who have bought this pre-filled kit have said, wow, the water just tastes even better again, which is a great experience for ourselves. But also if you're doing water shares, the healthier and the tastier it is, the more people are going to want to invest in a Kangen water ionizer. So that's the overview of how to do it. As I said, you've got your instructions here. If you follow them, you shouldn't have any issue. This was just a video to show you how to do it, but also included and incorporating the tests for your own peace of mind. Thank you for your time. Look forward to educating you further with my other videos that are on my YouTube channel, but also make sure, please, that you subscribe to that so you're getting notifications and new videos and supporting in the mission of me going out there and sharing the truth about Enagic and Kangen water. Have a great day. Enjoy your pre-filter set. Bye for now. Enjoying my YouTube channel? Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to receive further value.